a member of parliament for Kikuyu. I said the other day that I am willing to accept all the congratulatory messages from all Kenyans. But you must leave the Uhuru Party first. You denounce it so that Kenyans can accept your congratulatory messages. You first leave the government that is offering insecurity to the people. Honorable Speaker, we now have a government, instead of offering security to the Kenyan people in meetings, like the one we had in Homa Bay, it is the government paying goons, Honorable Speaker, to dismantle the Kenyan people, Honorable Speaker.
And it is being dishonest. It's actually against Chapter 6 of the Constitution. You cannot continue enjoying the powers and privileges that you enjoy as a member of a political party, then go ahead and claim, oh, it has failed, because you want to speak to the gallery out there. Then you want to shut me up, not to say, tell the people who you are. I will tell the world who you are. Just like you have the liberty to tell the world who I am. So relax. Don't be angry. If you get too angry, you will get the Herod spirit reincarnate in you, like the Herod spirit is reincarnating in the elder leaders who ought to be guiding our younger leaders. We must protect everybody, Honorable Speaker, just like IPOA will protect the rights of each and every Kenyan.
Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, who is the new party leader, to speak to this.
Thank you very much, Honorable Speaker, for this chance to contribute. And from the onset, IPOA is a very critical institution in our country, and especially when it comes to the oversight of the security organs. But it is important, Honorable Speaker, to look at why there should be a lot of seriousness when it comes to security matters in this country. Honorable Speaker, what we call a country, Kenya, is just the boundaries. It's just about the landmass of Kenya. That is what we call the country of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, what we call the Republic of Kenya is after our independence. That is self-governance. But there are some other critical areas we must always be very keen about. One being the nation. That, Honorable Speaker, even as we talk about geographically as a country called Kenya, it is also important for us to be a nation called Kenya. And a nation can only be called a nation when there is homogeneity of the people, how they look at things, how they share culture, how they have shared values, so that we are one united country called Kenya. And Honorable Speaker, I am saying that as I build up on the last two. The last two, one is called the government of Kenya. And the final one is the state of Kenya. Honorable Speaker, over the time, we have seen clearly that there is a mishap and there is a breakdown in the last two, and especially when it comes to the security of the people of Kenya. The government is failing the people, and the state machinery and the state institutions are failing the people of Kenya. The kind of anarchy we are seeing in political gatherings, Honorable Speaker, and especially the last one being Homa Bay, is unpalatable, and there is no Kenyan that can continue to condone that. Honorable Speaker, for a modern state to function properly, there are three things we must always have in mind. One of them is the rule of law. The rule of law where everyone and every person obeys that law, Honorable Speaker, and it is enforced through the judiciary. The second one, Honorable Speaker, is accountability through democracy. The reason why we come here to make laws as representatives of the people is because, Honorable Speaker, we are doing it on behalf. We are doing it on behalf of the people. And the last one is the modern state institutions.
Order. There's a point of order from Honorable Kapondi. What's your point of order?
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, you know, going by the mood of the House, could the mover be called to reply? Because more or less, there's a mood already in the House.
Honorable Kapondi.
Yes.
We have heard you, but allow Honorable Ndindi Nyoro to finish. Yes, what's your point of order, leader?
You know, Honorable Speaker, I am also waiting to contribute. So I do not know which mood this the Honorable Kapondi is reading what mood this is. And Honorable Kapondi must realize that he is interrupting the newest party leader in the country. And he must respect party leaders. He might be his party leader. And he should allow the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, the party leader of his party, I don't remember the name, to finish his very good contribution. He had a very good contribution. And we must protect the rights of the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro to speak in this house. I know he is being stopped from speaking elsewhere, but in this house, we must protect him. He must speak.
Honorable Speaker,
proceed.
Before I continue, and with all due respect to my to a member of parliament for Kikuyu, I said the other day that I am willing to accept all the congratulatory messages from all Kenyans, but you must leave the Uhuru Party first. You denounce it so that Kenyans can accept your congratulatory messages. You first leave the government that is offering insecurity to the people. Honorable Speaker, we now have a government, instead of offering security to the Kenyan people in meetings, like the one we had in Homa Bay, it is the government paying goons, Honorable Speaker, to dismantle the Kenyan people, Honorable Speaker. And this is the reason why I want to say, Honorable Speaker, that any member of parliament.
I can see that's attracting a lot of attention. But I really want to advise Ndindi, party leader, that you are doing very well. And you are a good debater. And you are getting distracted and falling into the trap of distraction. What's your point of order, Honorable Member? Give her the mic.
Honorable Speaker, you know, Honorable Ndindi has just walked in. Maybe he doesn't know what we are discussing now. We are not discussing Homa Bay. The discussion that is ongoing is nothing to do with Homa Bay. So I kindly request you to desist. And if you want to discuss Homa Bay, then table something here, we discuss Homa Bay. But you can't just speak about insecurity in Homa Bay, insecurity in Homa Bay. You are not even there to start with. So what are you telling the House here? Homa Bay is a peaceful county. We are neighbors with Homa Bay. We've never had such events until your brothers from the other side of, I don't know where, came and brought their goons there. So leave Homa Bay out of this discussion.
Okay. Honorable Ndindi. Honorable Ndindi, proceed with your discussion.
You are a very good speaker, Honorable Speaker, and it is very clear to the members of the citizens of Kenya who elected Honorable Fatuma that even beyond knowing the rules of this house, it seems she actually never even attended the orientation, because she could have known that I have liberty to debate the way I want, Honorable Speaker, as far as I'm within the confines of the debate. It is important, Honorable Speaker, for members of parliament, even if you have no content to contribute, at the very least, attend the orientation so that you don't embarrass yourself to the people of Kenya who are watching. The second thing, Honorable Speaker, that I want to finish with, one, Honorable Speaker, is that for a good, functional, modern state to function, there are three important things that are very important, Honorable Speaker. One is the rule of law. Second is the accountability through democracy. But Honorable Speaker, also number three, is strong institutions of the state. And the reason I'm saying that, Honorable Speaker, all Kenyans try to live very harmoniously. So we are a very good nation, and especially where us as politicians are not exploiting the systems that exist. But Honorable Speaker, what is failing miserably in this country is the guarantee the people of Kenya should have when it comes to the government offering security, the basic of government, Honorable Speaker, to the people of Kenya. The government, the state has failed Kenya, Honorable Speaker, and I hope IPOA will step up its course, Honorable Speaker, so that we continue, and especially to give Kenyans security as they interact with each other, as they attend meetings, and the government must stop meting violence to the Kenyan people and instead protect them and honor them, Honorable Speaker. I submit.
Very well. Leader.
Honorable Speaker, allow me to begin by supporting this motion for the approval of Dr. Duncan Oburu Ojwang to IPOA. And Honorable Speaker, pursuant to the Public Officers Appointments Act, anyone who has taken time to read this report and the vetting that this gentleman went through will bear me witness that Dr. Duncan Ojwang warrants this job. I have listened to some of our colleagues, including the Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, the member for Kiharu, the Honorable Karoli Omondi, to try and listen whether there is anything they are contributing towards the suitability or otherwise of Honorable Duncan Ojwang. But all I've heard is a lot of political talk for the gallery, except Honorable Karoli Omondi, who attempted to raise issues concerning the qualifications of the good Dr. Duncan Ojwang. Unfortunately, Honorable Karoli Omondi was just flipping through this report today. He had not read it. Because had he read it, he would have seen that in the report, there is a letter dated 6 June 2022, which was an application for exemption under Section 13, subsection 1 and 2 of the Advocates Act, Cap 16, the laws of Kenya, that gave the exemption that I have heard some of us raise from the Council for Legal Education. Following that is a Commission of University Education, again on recognition of qualifications of Duncan Oburu Ojwang, on his Masters of Laws degree, on his Bachelor of Arts degree. Therefore, that's what, Honorable Speaker, I was saying to my good brother, the member for Homa Bay, not Gwasi, I've forgotten, Suba South, the Honorable Karoli Omondi. It is not fair that every other person from Luo Nyanza who gets an appointed position, you fight them. I know Honorable Karoli Omondi is 20 years senior in age to Dr. Ojwang. And therefore, we cannot believe that Dr. Ojwang has a doctorate in law when he's 20 years, he's junior. Because this gentleman, you can see, was born in June of 1979. The people of Suba know when their member of parliament was born. Let us respect other people as young as they are. You know, my good friend, the member for Kiharu, is my junior. He's younger than me in age. But I respect him as a leader. And I respect him even now as someone who is mark timing practicing to become a party leader. Because that is his democratic choice and right. And I must protect his democratic rights, just like I will protect those of the Honorable Duncan Ojwang. That's why I said, when I listened to my good friend, Honorable Ndindi Nyoro, I've heard a lot of things he has said that have nothing to do with the matter before the House on the appointment of Duncan Ojwang as the chairperson of IPOA. IPOA is one very important institution in our country. And I was telling somebody yesterday, Honorable Speaker, when Ojwang, the young man who was killed at Central Police Station, was killed last year, when the other young man from Muranga, I can't remember his name, I think it was Muhe or someone, was shot by a police officer outside a shop on Moi Avenue. If we do not have institutions that work like IPOA, the families of those people would never find justice. That is why the crafters of this constitution ensured that we had such institutions that would provide independent oversight over our police authorities. Because the police could have the temptation to cover up for each other. 2 weeks ago, Honorable Speaker, we had the arrest of police officers who are involved in murder. Yet police officers are the people who ought to be protecting Kenyans. Honorable Speaker, we cannot pretend that we live in a society where we do not have criminals. We live in a society full of criminals. And even within the police force, there will be a few rotten apples. But what distinguishes us on whether we are a working or a functional system of governance and a failed state is the consequences of what follows when officers of law, like policemen and women, breach the same law they ought to be enforcing and protecting us on. Honorable Speaker, when Ojwang was killed, when that other young man was shot, we saw those families get justice by getting those people to court, and IPOA was active. That is why we need people who have the kind of qualifications we see in the nominee, Duncan Ojwang. With his immense work, Honorable Speaker, and I know he's also been a teacher of law at a number of our universities, and especially in the field of human rights. And again, for those who have cared to read this report, you see Duncan Ojwang's work in the field of human rights. This is the right nominee for this job. Honorable Speaker, IPOA does not just police the police, but it protects the rights of many, many other Kenyans, millions of Kenyans, including us politicians, Honorable Speaker. We are talking about insecurity. We are talking about goons today. In everybody's mouth, we hear about goons. But I have been here, Honorable Speaker, and we've all been here when the Minister for Security stood here. And he told us that these goons belong to you people here. And we know it. Leaders in this country. Honorable Speaker, just before the All Kalau by-elections in All Kalau, leaflets were circulated and dropped at the doorsteps of people who are mobilizers and campaigners for the UDA candidate. And they were being warned against campaigning for UDA and its candidate in All Kalau. Their doors, their gates, those who have gates, those who didn't have gates, their doors were all marked with an X in red, with red paint. Reminiscent of the days of King Herod and the time of Jesus Christ. I do not want to be blasphemous and say the UDA candidate was like Jesus, baby Jesus. But we saw the reincarnation of the Herod spirit. That King Herod spirit, Honorable Speaker, is what you are seeing in some parts of our country, Honorable Speaker, when young leaders like the member for Kiharu exercise their democratic rights, but those who are older than them, we want to shut him up because we think that the reincarnation of that King Herod spirit.
Order, leader. Please, whenever you want a point of order, please state point of order. Don't stand and carry up your hand, but let's give you a chance. What is it?
Honorable
Is it on a
Speaker,
point of order?
I just wish to
Is it
request
on a point of order?
my brother, Honorable Ichungwa,
Okay.
to desist from referring to me, because I do not want to bring these issues of politics in this house. Let them deal with their matters as the wheelbarrow failed government of UDA. Let them leave us alone as opposition. We know how to deal with our matters, Honorable Speaker, because I don't want this characterization, Honorable Speaker, which may said inaccurate signals, Honorable Speaker, to the people of Kenya. I know how to deal with my matters. I'll deal with them. I do not need any kind of protection from the members of this House, Honorable Speaker, and especially those who still believe to the failed government of UDA.
We have heard you, and please, leader.
That was not a point of order, Honorable Speaker, so I have no time to respond to it.
Proceed.
But I must say what I have to say, Honorable Speaker. And of course, I do not need anybody's guidance to say what I have to say, because I have the freedom of speech and references. The Honorable Ndindi Nyoro has referred to me when he was speaking. I had no feelings. I had no tempers. I had no anger. So I'll just beseech him to relax and allow me to have my say. I am not King Herod. I do not have the Herod spirit in me. I want to encourage younger leaders because they are our future in our country. And we must not sit in our place and believe that we are the greatest of all times. What the younger ones call the GOAT. I appreciate every leader in their place, including the member for Kiharu. And I must appreciate him. And I must protect his rights. Just like I will protect the rights of the member for Magarini, Mwalimu Harrison Kombe, or the member for Budalangi, the chairperson of the implementation committee. I must protect them. Just like... Honorable Speaker, I'm laughing because the member for Kearu is telling me something in vernacular.
Proceed.
Honorable Speaker.
Proceed, leader. Proceed, leader, in English.
The member for Kearu is my good friend, so I will leave it there. Because what he has told me in vernacular, I have to leave it there. But Honorable Speaker, I have to say, when we accuse others of failing, let us also look inward. When I say that government has failed, I am still serving that government. When I say the wheelbarrow party has failed, and encourage another member to leave the wheelbarrow party, and you are still a member of that wheelbarrow party, if you are man enough, you know what to do. Baba showed us when he was member for Langata. Baba showed us what you do. If you don't believe in a particular political party, simply leave that political party, go back to your people, seek their new mandate. But you cannot have your cake and eat it at the same time. It is being dishonest. It's actually against chapter 6 of the Constitution. You cannot continue enjoying the powers and privileges that you enjoy as a member of a political party, then go ahead and claim, oh, it has failed, because you want to speak to the gallery out there. Then you want to shut me up, not to say, tell the people who you are. I will tell the world who you are. Just like you have the liberty to tell the world who I am. So relax. Don't be angry. If you get too angry, you will get the Herod spirit reincarnate in you, like the Herod spirit is reincarnating in the elder leaders who ought to be guiding our younger leaders. We must protect everybody, Honorable Speaker. Just like IPOA will protect the rights of each and every Kenyan and ensure that those who are serving us, the men and women in blue, of our police officers serving in our security agencies, are also treated fairly, Honorable Speaker, because they are also our children. They are our sons and daughters. We recruit them. When the National Police Service Commission recruits them, we encourage our constituents to join this force. We must never look at the men and women in blue as enemies of the people of Kenya. When there is one rotten apple, we must have IPOA to deal with them. And I must encourage IPOA to continue with the great work they are doing, ensuring that anybody who within the police service does anything that is against the law, action is taken, and taken expeditiously, Honorable Speaker, like they have done in the recent past, so that Kenyans may believe in functional systems, functional institutions, as were created in our Constitution. And when that happens, Honorable Speaker, we cannot say our country is failing. Our country is on the right path, Honorable Speaker. And those who care to listen, those who watched the health summit yesterday, and they can watch the other summits that will be coming even on the education sector. Those who watched the health summit yesterday can bear as witness that even those who are shouting out there that SHA, she, shu, you remember that's what they were describing it and saying SHA does not work. Now today they coil their tails in embarrassment, because in every corner of Kenya, there are Kenyans who testify how SHA has helped them to settle their medical issues. And the journey continues, Honorable Speaker. Those who are telling us not to advise them on how to run opposition politics, we have no business advising anyone on opposition politics. Our business is governing to improve the lives of the people of Kenya, and we shall do it without shame, without fear, or without being intimidated by those who have the spirit of Herod. And I'll finish by saying, may the spirit of Herod.
Chair, lastly, Chair, there were many gray areas that seemed to emerge. Could you have any clarifications before I put the question? Chair. Yeah, you really wanted to speak to this.
The Speaker need to clarify.
Do you have any clarifications?
I
Chair?
can do it during the reply, Honorable Speaker.
Proceed.
Yes. Yeah, thank you, Honorable Speaker. First of